How you doing today?
I'm doing swell. How
Well,
about you?
a little hot, isn't it? Jesus today.
Yeah, yeah, it's pretty up there. A lot more humid this side of the on this coast than normally. That El Nino, the El Nino is coming.
Hey, you're an El Nino. Yeah, so I got actually a little joke for you. I haven't done one in a while. I got one for you. You ready?
Oh, go ahead.
I've been rereading some of the Bible, some of the stories and stuff, and I noticed I think we've all been getting the story of David and Goliath wrong. Like I think we didn't really realize what the real lesson of that story was between, David and Goliath. And I really think that the lesson is why use fists when you're already strapped? Save your knuckles.
Yeah, yeah, because I guess it's been a while since I've read the very text of the story. I always just assumed Goliath was just going to use his bare hands, but really, David was just being innovative.
Yeah.
It's like, why bring a, like, why bring a gun to a, why bring your fist to a gunfight, you know?
Hey, it's like that Austin Powers movie. I got a gun. We can just go over there and shoot them together. No, no, no. It has to be this elaborate plot with, a lower down pole sinking into freezing waters with sharks and lasers on them. No, no, Dad, I have a gun. Like, can we just
Can we
blow
just,
their heads off?
or that scene with the swole boys from Mayans? Oh,
Oh,
you
yeah.
think you're so tough with the gun? Yeah, because that's why I carry one.
That's the point. It's working. You guys aren't coming near. And then remember when the Mayans charter actually went up against the Swole Boys, none of them were strapped and they all pulled their guns on them. It's like, do you guys have no guns? Like you're a biker gang wannabes
You think you're a biker gang? Yeah.
and you lift weights, but you have no guns and you just took on the Mayans and they just came up strapped and just started pointing shit.
I like the implication that the reason they got into like MC culture, the Swole Boys, was because they watched a bullshit TV show. It's like, oh, okay, they have their own Sons of Anarchy in that universe.
I like the other little joke of like this. These guys watch the West Side Story too much. I was like, oh, that's a burn. Like the fact that a biker gang watched West Side Story with Natalie Wood, and they're like, oh, you guys watch that too much. I'm like, damn. When you're a vato. Wait,
uh,
folks, this is Give Us the Launch Codes. I'm Tom.
I'm Travis.
Remember where you can find us on all the fun socials. And
Hmm.
since is this our Friday episode, my friend, right?
I think this is our Friday
I
episode.
hope you enjoyed the two episodes previous on Tuesday and Wednesday. Uh, it's fun. I'll say this. It's fun to pop a few when you're reading a book. I should say that.
Oh yeah.
But today, for this fun Friday of Give Us the Remote, we have some shit to like vent.
Well, this all started with there's a recent announcement this month that Sony is going to discontinue physical media for pretty much, I guess, any of their properties. So I guess, for like a Sony Pictures movie, they're eventually just not going to release that on Blu-ray. Video games not going to be not going to have a physical release. So if you have a PlayStation 5, you got to download that online and probably always be online to play. That's where this is going.
It consistently connected to online, so you don't lose the basically the voucher. And don't forget, there will be no physical media for anime. You'll have to have Crunchyroll.
Yeah, or at least the no, not for the anime that Sony can distribute, that Sony has the rights to distribute in the States. Um yeah, we're heading towards a future of you will own nothing and you will be happy about it.
I
Of
think it's
course
more
I
like we don't care if you're happy. We're past that.
yeah.
They don't even.
Well, like in the, it's like you're a kidnapping. It's like you're a kidnap victim, and your kidnapper feeds you terrible gruel and says, "You're gonna eat my cooking, and you're gonna love it." Actually, no, that's a heinous example. It should just be when your mom makes you vegetables
Damn.
and forces it down. That's
Yeah.
if your mom is mean. If your mom is nice, she'll say, "Okay, then don't eat."
No, if your mom is nice, she'll do this. Let's put a little melted cheese on it.
Mm.
Oh,
Well,
dude,
that's not gonna make me eat broccoli. Sorry.
broccoli with cheese is.
Mm.
But yeah, no, this
Can't
is.
stand broccoli.
Why you gotta be downing in broccoli right now?
I can't. I don't like broccoli, man. I can't stand it. I don't like how it smells.
Dude, I feel like a giant when I get to eat a mini tree. Like I'm a giant. It's like,
Good
hey,
for you. Good for you. I feel like a predator when I eat a nice thing of steak, but the steak also tastes good to me. To
you're
me,
like,
it smells good and it appeals to my taste buds.
sorry, just because the new trailer came out, it's like, hey man, I feel like a predator when I'm eating a steak. I'm like, it's so good. I don't care what Chris Hansen does.
All right, all right. Nice one, nice one.
Okay,
Um,
this is annoying. Okay, back to getting angry. Grr.
yeah, yeah. I mean, it's the same anger I feel when I look at this one house that recently got remodeled down the street, and it's like, oh, that's a house. And then I notice they like split the house down the middle to where the double door opening, well, now only one door opens to one side and one door opens to the other side. And it's like,
Oh,
oh, some wannabe landlord wants to make some passive income
yeah,
and not
passive.
actually like no one can own the place. Someone has to pay out of pocket for the place. Which is technically my predicament as well, but
Yeah, but
still.
that landlord splitting it down half, he's gonna take forever knuckle dragging and like, hey, this is leaking. Hey, this is.
Mm. Yeah, so anyway, physical media is going to go away, um, which means you can't, the concept of owning a piece of media forever
It's gone.
is in danger.
Oh, very
Now,
much.
yeah, I say in danger, not like it's going to go away. And the reason I say that is because, like, okay, I feel like when we talk about physical media, we talk about that, we conflate that with like media ownership, like owning a piece of media. I can understand from like a waste perspective why you would want to move away from like physical media and the continuous production of physical media, which means the continuous harvesting of resources to make that piece to
Yeah,
make those DVDs. And before then it was VHSs and vinyl records and whatnot. I can understand that. But I don't think that means like digital media should automatically mean like, oh, like, the publisher can take this away from you at any moment. I've heard horror stories of that with like PlayStation 4 games where like people bought or other like online games or people bought games or movies or whatever online and like they're still connected online, they still have those in their database, and then suddenly the distributor, which I guess would be like Sony or the game console itself, is like, oh, never mind, we lost the rights to this or whatever, so you can't have it anymore. And it's like, but I bought it, that means it's mine. It should be mine forever,
yeah.
as long as I want. Um
This
if
might.
I want to, if I want to sell it, okay, then like, or if I want to be, sell it back, or I mean, with physical media, it's like you go to a used bookstore or
Yeah,
something, or a used video store, or whatever sells like used DVDs, and then bam, like, okay, sold my used DVDs, someone else can enjoy them. Like earlier today, I went to a book off, and I didn't have like DVDs, but I had books. I had books that I wanted to get rid of, and so I went to Book Off first,
yeah,
and I had like a container of them. Certain books they didn't select because they're like, oh, these are too damaged, or these look like library books that were then bought later. But some of them I was able to sell, and I got $30 out of it, and it was nice. And the rest I donated to, I think, like a charity or something. Um, but it's like, okay, well, so theoretically, someone can enjoy that, and it passes on. Um, and those were mine, or in this case, mine and my wife's. They were forever until we didn't want it, and it was just, it's almost like once it's like out there, once the physical thing is out there on the shelves, it's kind of like, a parent letting their child go. It's like,
Yeah.
okay, you are out there. We've relinquished control. We'll reap the royalty rewards for the first time purchase. Obviously, not if it's like at a used bookstore. Um, this is what it's why like I haven't read. I've wanted to read Ender's Game, but I also don't want to give money to Orson Scott Card. So it's like if I'm at a used bookstore and I see a copy of it, I'll pick it up, but I'm not going to buy that shit brand new because
No, yeah,
fuck
no,
them.
yeah.
um. Yeah. Which I guess we're talking about I guess the reason I'm talking about the books thing with like with well, actually no. Before I even get to that, I just want to talk about like there's got to be a way, and it might take some legislation to do this, which is not going to happen in this current government. It might not even happen in this country at all. Maybe the EU will take care of that for us.
Yeah,
Maybe Europe will.
I couldn't see this type of legislation happening in any previous administration for this kind of video game protection for the consumer. No, because it's like, okay,
Mm,
you can't, okay, digital, which is, I understand it because, okay, it frees up clutter, what less wasteful spending because sometimes one, you don't know if, okay, let's talk about video games. You know if a movie is going to make a lot of sales on Blu-rays and DVDs because it's like, that means it was a box office hit, so everyone's going to go out and buy it. It's like those Avenger movies. Everyone's going to buy it.
mhm.
Almost everyone in America has an Avengers something movie or an MCU movie in their library collection of DVDs
Sure.
because they bought it. But like for video games, the release is the test. It's like, okay, what's the most classic story of video games being like in a dumpster pile in Mexico? The ET video game that failed. But but it was an environmental problem when it was a landfill just of that game.
Yes.
It was
Yes.
an environment. It still is probably because I know nothing's growing in that part of Mexico because
No.
it's just plastic and chips and hardware. But so I understand now for video games, even music. You don't know. It could be like Taylor Swift's next album. Everyone bought it. Oh, this is shit, and they throw it away. It's waste. Oh, the Last of Us Part 3 finally comes out for the PS5. Woo woo! Oh, well, screw this, and they throw it away. So the digital part, yes, it does cut down on waste, cuts down on needing resources, cuts down on a lot of things. Excuse me, things.
Yeah.
But if you're going to sell it digitally, there needs to be a federal legal contract of this copy that was bought to this consumer in Wichita is theirs until they delete it.
Yes. Yes. And you know, and I almost think that like it almost like this is where sort of the fight against media piracy really needs to take a chill pill because I think the only way to really guarantee this is if it's like a hard file on a hard drive. It's not something like if I were to buy a movie off of Amazon digitally, I can't just like watch it through Amazon. I just need like that shit needs to just be in my hard drive. Now, does that mean that I could copy it and send it to other people? Yeah, that is a possibility. I mean, granted, it's hard. I mean, theoretically, you could do it for the cloud. Although, if it's a movie and it's in high quality, that's a lot of data. So that actually would be really hard for a regular dude to do, unless you paid like subscription for like an exorbitant amount of data space.
Yeah,
So chances are you'd probably have to do it the old-fashioned way of like, hey, I brought my hard drive. Let me copy it into your computer, and we'll wait like an hour or two for that to happen. Um, but um, but is that really any different from
VHSing the game.
like VHS? Yeah.
No, yeah,
Or
all our dads did it for our generation, Travis. They would
I mean,
tape. Remember? Oh, I taped the game. I taped the episode I couldn't watch. I taped the movie. Oh, yeah, it's on cable, so it's a little censored with some commercial breaks, but it's like it's a PG film anyway. Who cares? Like, you know what I mean? Like, dude,
I didn't even think about like videotaping TV, but like no, that's a perfect old fashioned example right there.
but no one cared, and
Yeah.
no one cared back. The federal government, studios, Hollywood, ESPN, NFL,
Well,
everyone,
it
they didn't
gave
care.
it also like gave TV permission for like writing to get more sophisticated because suddenly it wasn't like, oh, I missed an episode, I'm screwed. When the next episode comes out, it says previously on Hill Street Blues, and it shows scenes that I didn't watch. I'm like, wait, what? Like,
Yeah,
well, now if I just tape it, like, okay, I can watch it at a time
dude,
that's more convenient
dude.
for me.
Oh my
But yeah,
God.
but then also like I know people who um they used to just like download movies onto like DVD like DVDs.
Yeah,
Um and it's not the official DVD because you can see it's like written on Sharpie and they weren't like selling it. It was just like for personal use. Like maybe as like a backup, you know? Um just in case I don't know, the old disc stops working. It's like, okay, well I got this now and it has the movie. Um like that's a thing that you could easily do
back.
with
People do it. People
and
still
yeah,
do
like
it.
yeah. And
Yeah,
so I feel like, this whole thing, to ensure media ownership, yeah, you do have to have it on a hard drive. And then I guess to sell it, it would be like you'd have to like sell hard drives of movies. Like, hey, it's like you got like oh, where do I got that? I got like a fucking somewhere around here I got like oh wait, yeah, it's right here. Um like a set like you have like one of these. Like it's like a fucking table at like a
funny.
city. Like you ever been go
That's
to a
funny.
city and
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
like the fake Rolexes
yeah.
that they're selling and it's like, hey, I got the new Avengers Doomsday. It's on this SanDisk right here. Um which probably means that that person probably had to pay like 350 bucks a pop to do that, which probably means those cost a lot of money. So now the more I think about it, the more the idea this risk sounds diminished because like I don't know. Actually the more I think about it, the more okay this sounds. I mean, it would be so like if someone wants to go through the trouble and pay a bunch of money for these, and so that they could, I don't know, like, um, sell them in the black market or whatever. Like that's a lot of money.
It's a lot of
Um,
work. It's a lot of steps.
it's a lot of yeah. More importantly, it's a lot of money to get these. This is like a couple of terabytes, I think. No, 4 terabytes. It says 4 terabytes.
Okay, that flash
Um,
drive. Yeah.
yeah. So like, I think I've got that for like 300 to $400 like a few years
Jesus
ago.
Christ.
Um,
You know that makes
and
sense
again,
too now
it's a
because the
backup too. So like I have another one, so I had to buy two of them just to make sure.
well, I understand what you're saying. Like the risk is actually not there because back then, also too. Okay, the movies coming out too require more memory because of how much they're packing into it.
Hmm.
Back then the craziest thing you had was like, oh yeah, I have on this VHS, I have a copy of Glory. Who wants it? And it's like, yeah, that guy probably paid maybe what overall $10 for the VHS and the work and all that stuff, and it's like he's gonna make a return back by selling it for 20 a pop because
Yeah,
movies didn't have that much memory needed or that needed that much tape. Like, okay, Godfather and Titanic needed two tapes. No one, not many movies were like that. And nowadays, it's like, dude, how much is packed in? Like the Spider-Man Brand New Day, all that CGI. It's probably a huge memory file.
yeah. I mean, I guess the alternative would be like if you're still like burning them onto DVDs, but if we're imagining a future where physical media is gone and is rendered unnecessary, well, you can't be doing that on the open street because then a cop's going to pull you over and be like,
What you doing?
dude, yeah, where are those discs? And then it's going to be like, No, these are vintage. And I guess they'd have to go through the trouble of creating like fake labels, and then
See,
the
too
cop would
much
have to
work.
suss out. Yeah, and that it would be onto the cop to suss out like, are these legit or not?
Yeah, like you said though,
Um,
too much work.
it's
So
a
the
lot of
thing,
work and a lot of work, a lot of risk. I guess what I'm trying to say is like the idea of like, being able to still have a sense of individual ownership of media, individual consumer or ownership of media is not a far-fetched idea. It's not an impossible idea. It could be done. And the risks, um, the risks aren't going to be any more extreme than what it was beforehand. Like, if you wanted to watch a movie online for free, those sites are not going away.
they never will.
They're legal, and yeah, if you decide to go through the effort with your like cyber crime force to take them down, okay, fine. But it's like drugs, like it goes to my argument of like it kind of goes to my argument of why legalizing drugs is the best way to go because it's like the demand, it's gonna be there. It's gonna be there. So like that is never gonna change, no matter how much you hoot and holler about it. So you might as well just like mitigate the effects of it to have
Well,
like
what it
just
is
let us
take
just give it let us buy legal and have it be legit like a hard file for a movie in the same manner and practice that we do with physical media. If we're going to move away from physical media because it's more wasteful or whatever and it's more expensive to just keep that going, then let's do that.
hmm.
Let's just
No,
do
you need
that.
it. Well, you need a federal law to protect the consumer's ownership of it, and also too,
Yes.
what that does is okay. So you said okay, you said how legalizing drugs. I've talked about with sex workers and prostitution. It's like the best course of action is to take the piss out of it.
Hmm.
So for us in video games, we're getting pissed off because it's like, well, what's going to happen now? Because I have a couple of digital video games. They weren't expensive, but I'm like, hey man, $25 is $25 in total. Like, what the hell? And I enjoy them, and I'm playing them, and yo, what the hell? Like, really, it's a
Yeah, are
complete what
you
the
are you
fuck?
still gonna have them? Like, if you keep your PS4 and keep playing on your PS4 20 years from now, not unreasonable if you think about it.
No, it's not
Um,
because 20 years
because
is
if the
not that
games are
long.
good, you might still keep playing it, and your kids might want to play with them
Yeah,
when they
it's
get older.
yeah. But it's like the people who still have the N64 and still playing it from when they were like a kid. It's like it's physical. You can still play it. It still works. The PS2 when I had it, I sold it, but if I kept it, it would still work and I'd still be playing it.
Yes.
And it's all physical. But now with this, the PS4, the Xbox One onward, I know some of the stuff was there for the 360 and PS3, but it really took a hold of the PS4 and Xbox One generation forward. If I'm going to buy something digitally, because one, it's cheaper actually online. I've told you how many times about the summer sales of Sony on the PlayStation Network. Like, dude, I got what was it? I told you I got when I got the fractured butthole, but for like $2.99 when
Oh
it's
yeah.
regularly like yeah, when it's regularly like $25.99, $24.99. I'm like,
Hmm.
that's a killer deal. So I'm
Yeah.
gonna still do it. It costs less. It's less space in the house. Less I have to clean, pack up if I move. It's easier. I don't have to pop a disc every time. It's a click press of the button. But if that's gone, I'm gonna think about that long down the road because one, okay, I'm the type of gamer where, yes, I don't have the time anymore, especially with kids, my job, and this podcast to keep playing the brand new game that came out. But there's a lot of games I like that are like fun and do. So I have some games that's like, yeah, I have played it 20 times. So what? It's fun.
Yeah.
I want to play it
Exactly.
for the rest of my life. I Battlefront, the OG Battlefronts, the O2, the two of them. I now have it digitally on the PS4 with remastered graphics. It looks great. It's beautiful. It's clean. Well, shit, man. Like, you gonna take that away because I don't legally own the license? I paid
Hmm.
money, and you can't be doing that to people because if this is the again, like you're saying, this is the way. Which, as a consumer, I understand the wastefulness, the the way people throw stuff away, and all that. Because most people don't take out the time to go somewhere to sell it, just that alone, or even to give it to someone. People just
Yeah.
toss it away. We did a play about that. Cough, cough. Um, you have to put in a federal law of like the protecting the consumer. You can't. I think about 2.5 weeks ago, from time of recording here, because it's August 8th. We're releasing this the Friday. So what's this? What the Friday is August fucking 14th.
Yes.
14th. August 14th.
14th.
August
Okay.
14th. About 2.5 weeks ago, the entire Sony network was down. People had no access to anything.
Yeah.
And because games, even the physical media, games require you to be on the internet just to play, they couldn't even play their physical copy of Far Cry 6. Because the
Like
whole.
I'm done with Call of Duty, but like when I heard that Black Ops 7, like you had to always be online to play that, like to play the campaign for a Call of Duty game.
The single player campaign, not the, hey, you can play co op with someone, in the other side of the world. No, the single player co op. I'm sorry, the
Yeah.
single player campaign. The single player campaign. Yeah.
It's like why even make a campaign then? Why even bother with that bullshit? I mean, the campaigns haven't been good since like what, Modern Warfare? Like the Modern Warfare trilogy ended.
Mhm.
Um
I'll argue
so
Ghost. Cough, cough.
but like if you're all in, if it's all about like the multiplayer and Warzone and whatever, and which obviously you have to be online to play those, well then why even bother?
Yeah,
You
because
know,
then you're wasting your own company time with the studio to hire actors, train the actors, do the motion capture, because all video games
yeah.
now are mocap, and then
Like,
you have
not everyone's Wi-Fi is great, okay?
or wants it
Our
on,
Wi-Fi,
or wants
yeah,
it
and
even
sometimes it
on.
goes out. Sometimes the ISP has like an outage for an hour or so, you know?
No,
And
no,
then
I
what
mean,
do you do?
there's also families who like. I like to have it off for most of the day. We only turn it on for 2 hours a day because that's just how we are. That's a factor. There are people who turn off their Wi-Fi just to turn it off.
Yeah, which is like, I mean, to each their own. I mean, to me, that's like I have to like reach somewhere that I don't want to reach, like an awkward corner to like pull a plug to do that. So it's like, no, just leave it on.
Is it like
But
scratching that one part of your back and you're like, I don't want to scratch?
yeah, or if you if or well, it's more like if like an electronic is not working properly, so you got to like reach over uncomfortably to like unplug it so you can reboot it. That's what that is. Um, but and there's people in like because we live in the city, so there are people in rural parts that like don't get internet that good. This is something I was reminded of when I watched like sports videos talking about like streaming encroaching upon the NFL,
Oh yeah, because it's
which the
so.
NFL is like, yeah, yeah. So it's like, yeah, yeah. So like, come on, like, that, yeah, always online for game modes that don't have to be online. I mean, yeah, I guess this is a way for, for if you have, was it the certain Xbox Game Pass subscription, they're going to force ads every hour of gameplay.
Dude. So what I heard about that. So it's called Game Pass, I believe, for Xbox. Basically,
Yeah, it's what Xbox Live became, from what I
yeah, and it's
understand.
and it's
Yeah.
now Xbox's version of Steam. It's just their Steam. That's all it is. But the
Yes.
fact is now, if you use that to play your video games, which is all digital, all online, and I get it. First of all, it's a great concept where it's like this. Instead of going out every week or so to buy a brand new game and that could pile up, you just pay a monthly subscription fee to have access to all games,
Hmm.
specifically the Xbox. Which I'm like, you know what? Cool idea, cool concept. Let's say it's 10. I don't know what the subscription fee really is, but let's say it's 15.99 a month. I love gaming and I have access to it all. Fuck yeah, who wouldn't do that? But
Yeah.
now I wouldn't even. I'm not going to even look at it because, by the way, there are certain games you can only play on Game Pass. Like, for example, the remake of Oblivion of
Hmm.
Elder Scrolls 4. There's no physical copy. You have to go to Game Pass for that. I don't want to even. I want to play it. I have no desire now because apparently, and they're gonna either it's already implemented, it's about to, or it's still being talked about. But the fact that it's an idea, it's a fucking idea, still pisses me off.
Hmm.
Every hour of gameplay, Travis, will be an ad break. And why that is a pisser, this isn't fucking television or a movie where when you cut to commercial, it's cut at the right time. One, a TV's built for ad breaks. Two, in a movie, every movie you watch, you can tell. Okay, yeah, you can put an ad there. You can put an ad there. You can put an ad there. Like I've watched.
Yeah.
I shoot, dude. I watched Boys in the Hood on cable more so many times before I actually owned it. I knew where the ad breaks were. You know what one of the ad breaks were? Because sometimes they'd be like this, okay, okay, because you saw it. The big moment where, freaking oh god, Morris Chestnut's character gets shot. Sometimes they cut the ad right as they put his dead body in the car,
Yeah.
or right as he like that last fall, like Ricky! And you're like,
It's a good place to put a commercial break.
you're right. But now in gameplay, that's different. There's no breaks in a video game. That's
Yep.
that ruins the immersion experience because it's an hour timer.
It,
That's what it
I'm
is.
just I, I'm just thinking of like videos of people playing like the more recent Resident Evil games, and like something pops out and they hit the pause menu.
Yeah,
I've done that. I've done that while playing Last of Us, where it's just like jump scare happens, pause,
yeah.
and I'm just imagining that happening, but now it's a commercial for like I don't know,
Toothpaste and fucking
toothpaste.
no, no,
Yeah,
no, no. Worse, it's a fucking commercial for sports betting for the next.
there we go. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
It's a yeah, yeah. Like jump scare in Resident Evil, sudden, and before you can react, you get a DraftKings ad.
but and the thing is though, they won't do it for like for a moment. They'll do it for all right. It's been an hour and boom, ad break. And you're like this. I'm halfway through beating the boss. I was in the zone. Shit. And I gotta sit for like, and by the way, ads aren't like 10 seconds anymore. I have Disney Plus. Sometimes the ads are 2.5 minutes.
Yes, yes.
So if I'm
And so you
with
come back and you're in the middle of like like some sort of button mashing rhythm, like
you lost
quick
it.
time
You
event.
lost it. You
It's
lost
like,
it.
wait, no, no.
Instant death. Instant death. And hey, I know a ton of people who love the From Software games of Dark Souls. Oh my god, get ready for the new rage quitters. It's the video games aren't meant for ads. There shouldn't be an ad like every hour. It's like, all right, and okay, there you go, ad, and ad. It's like, dude, like I'm
It's like
fine.
you have to. It's like when you're a kid and you're playing video games and your mom's like, "Okay, your time's up. It's time to turn off the TV and go to bed." And you're like, "Mom, can I finish this level, please?
The difference with that
Please,
though,
Mom."
here's the difference though. The difference with your mom though saying, okay, it's time to bed, shut it off. It's like, all right, and when you boot it up the next day, it's like, okay, but I have the process still. It's not like a, can you pause and like blah 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 blah. Okay, bye. And you're like, ah, shit, like I'm not, my rhythm's messed up. That's the difference. When your mom says shut it off, you'll bitch and complain you didn't finish the level and you got to restart. But when you restart, you get into your groove. There's no,
Yeah.
it's fucking with the. You threw off the emperor's groove, and that's an annoying thing for gamers. It's not the equivalent of like, oh hey, can you pause and take out the trash, mom? It's like, son, it's like, all right, mom, got it. Like that's different. This is like, I have to watch the timer of like, here's an hour, here's an hour.
It's like your mom is like that bitch who just yanks the power cord like
Ah.
right in the middle, and then I wait 2.5 minutes, put it back, it plugs it back in. Okay, now you can keep playing.
You know what sucks though about that? By the way, I hope parents realize this isn't the PS2 and Xbox days where you can pull the plug and put it on. If you do that with a PS4 or PS5, you can actually fry the entire hard drive of memory. No, you can. Like they literally say, like, have you noticed that with
Yeah,
games now? It says don't unplug at all. So if a parent actually does the
yeah.
unplug moment now with a console, you could actually just destroy the entire console
Oh
itself.
yeah, it's like yeah, you just shouldn't do that with any electronics at all
Nowadays,
unless it's like a last resort. Like
that's a Hall
it's
smash though. That's different.
yeah,
That's it.
like it's just fucking crash and you can't do
No, yeah.
anything.
This isn't like when my mom once just turned off the T, like you can turn it off, like the power button on the PS2 when I was playing Call of Duty Big Red 1. It's like, what? But when you go back to it, you're fine. No, you do that now to your kid. I can actually understand the kid's like anger because it's like, you might have destroyed your console, dude. Like
Yeah.
the entire freaking hard drive might have to be dumped, deleted, and restarted, like
Well,
fresh.
hopefully modern parents are a little more up as to how video games work because
Not video games, how electronics work.
yeah, yeah, and they'll know better.
It's a lot of money to
It's
lose.
the ones that do that shit anyway, where it's like, Oh, you didn't have fun. Your parents didn't let you have fun when you were a kid.
You ever
You
hear
were
those?
sheltered.
Hey, did you ever hear those stories of some of our classmates when the parents actually cut the cord of the Xbox 360? Like they cut the cord.
Yeah, that's
They
again,
cut, yeah.
bitch move. Total bitch move.
Remember Disturbia when she did that to Shia LaBeouf? She just cut the power cord on the 360. I was like, oh God.
Dumper ass.
I don't know. I forget the actress's name then, but she's Trinity. She's still. But yeah, no. Anyway, it's just weird. It's weird where we're getting with the whole physical media, digital conversation, where the point is almost just like, and the economy sucks right now. People are still like, living off of less. It's like, go
Mhm.
out and buy what you can, hoard it, shelter it, be a librarian of of digital physical media now, physical media librarian.
Yeah, and then something else you were telling me about. Well, I've heard this about this on my own too. Is it got out that certain AI companies are like
Uh,
taking I guess old books. I guess they're buying up the rights to old books
and buying
that,
the books themselves.
yeah, I guess the copyright has lapsed or whatever. Of which when I hear that, I think of like when I go to a used bookstore and I see a bunch of like, you know, slop paperbacks from like way back when, like, oh, you were probably sitting on an airport shelf once upon a time, and then your first owner read you, and it turned out you sucked, and that's why you're here. You know? If you were a good book, you wouldn't be at the used bookstore. No disrespect to used bookstores. I love going through used bookstores. You never know what kind of good treasures you're going to find there. But I always, you never find the books that you're. It's like if you're looking for like Dune, like the first Dune at a used bookstore, you're not going to find it because A, someone got it already because that book is worth owning, or the people that bought it, they never got rid of it because it's that good. No,
Because again, it's worth
you might
owning.
find the sequels and spin-off written by Frank Herbert's son, because I've heard those are a little more mixed as to how the fandom feels about those. But yeah, you're like, which is why I'll
Oh
never
yeah,
find
the other 20 books.
which is why I'll never find Ender's Game at a used bookstore because I've heard that's actually a really good book, which is why no one gets rid of it. Which means I have to abstain to not give Orson Scott Card any of my royalties, any royalties. Um, but yeah, like AI companies are like buying up like these sort of used, like forgotten books, and they're scanning the text into the AI as like part of their training, and then they're destroying the physical books.
Yeah, like chopping them up literally like a fucking butcher.
And I guess hopefully giving them to a recycle center. Yeah, so
I
that the
heard
paper could.
I heard they're being pushed into incinerators.
Well, that's come on.
I'm
Like,
not
I mean,
joking.
at the very least, least you can do is that paper can be converted to like recycled 8 by 11 copy paper at some office at some like law firm.
I've been reading some stuff and it's these things are just going straight to the fire. It's
Oh,
just
that's
easier.
disgust. That's
Yeah,
gross.
it's gross that they're first of all cutting up a book
Well,
like
yeah.
it's a
Oh, you
fucking.
know what? It's because they don't have the money. Because these companies are not actually profitable, and they're gonna tank very soon, and the rest of the economy with them probably. So just get ready for that.
Know how
But
to garden.
yeah. God.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're
it's
just
it's like you're turning you're turning this software, you're turning like you're creating a almost like a poor man's library of Alexandria of storing all these books, which I guess there's going to be some sort of option where you could buy them like digital copy, but of course you probably won't actually own it. But really the ultimate purpose of this is just so ChatGPT can figure out how to draft an email better.
and here's another thought, which is going to be sad. Every 2 pages is an ad.
You're reading I was going to say a Shakespeare book, but no, it wouldn't be Shakespeare. No,
Hey,
it would
hey,
be.
Travis, let's hope You,
No, it's gonna
I think
be
everything's on the table.
it's gonna be I don't know. It's gonna be one of the murder mystery books that my grandma loved to read. This is the wife of Cop Grandpa, if you've been keeping up with the lore. She was very into murder mystery books.
I wonder
It's gonna
why.
it's gonna be it's gonna be like yeah, no, it's a weird coincidence, I know. Yeah, no, it's and that is when the detective discovered this certain clue on the
Oh
floor
God,
by his
sorry.
shoe, and then the next page is set up for DraftKings and get up to $500 in bonuses in the upcoming NFL season. Turn the page. He picked up the clue and put it inside the plastic bag and examined it very closely.
Hey Travis, I bet the detective did put it inside something.
Some of the books that I've seen on her shelf, I very much was the case with those detectives, I'm sure.
Hey, your grandma really loved your grandfather. She was like, well, he's out at work, so I'm gonna read about him.
Dare. I heard, like when he was in Homicide, I heard that like she would actually legit like help him on some
Oh,
of this. Not like she would go to like the crime scenes or anything. No, no, no. Like he would come home talk about the cases, and
oh.
then she'd be like, "Well, I wonder if you ever considered this." Like they'd be in bed, and or she would just be like, "Honey, that man you're talking about." I'm telling you, I don't know how, but I'm telling you right now, that man is guilty of sin, and she'd be right.
And then Grandpa came back and had fun. That's how your mom was born.
After she passed away, he eventually went to like my grandfather went to like in the last years of his life, he went to like a Bible study, but for like Bible study for people who like were either widows or widowers or who like lost a loved one.
Yeah.
And and he was talking to my mom one day about like people, like a couple of the older women liked him. He was a very likable guy. Like if you
Yeah.
ever met him, like
Grandpa got
he was
game. He
like one
had
of the
game. Come on, he had game. He had some game.
he was just a very wholesome old man. Like you just want anybody would want to talk to. It's just a very nice guy. And my mom was talking about him, like you're a widow. You're a widower now. You're single again. You could date again. And he told her, honey, your mom was the only woman I ever loved. And besides, when I like to wake up next to a woman, I want her to look pretty, and none of those girls are pretty.
Yeah, that's funny. Sorry. That's funny, but that was a funny one. But every time people say wholesome, I'm like this. Yeah, I bet he had a wholesome right there between his legs. He had a whole
Nah.
something.
Well, of course you'd think that, Tom. I'm sure you would. You would go there. Your mind's in the gutter more often.
Hey, my grandfather had jokes apparently. It passed down.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. This is Marine Grandpa, right? Right? This is Marine Grandpa?
Technically both, but I bet sure that's not just the man I'm named after.
The namesake Grandpa?
The one who really enjoyed Brazil.
um where were we the whole thing about like the whole cruel thing about like, okay, we're gonna buy up the rights to these books, and I guess we'll sell them as like a secondary side income thing or whatever. But really, we're just doing this to train ChatGPT on how to write a better email, a better cover letter,
Ooh, it's not that hard to write that yourself.
so that you yeah, I know. And like trust me, I've tried the doing a cover letter with AI. I've honestly tried that before, and every time I'm just like, no, this isn't right. I don't like how I write my cover letters, but I'm not using this.
No. And
I
here's
don't
also
feel comfortable using this. This does
and
not read right to me.
I'll say this because I know we say on the podcast we don't, we everything is hand done as much as possible. The only AI thing that actually happens to us, and we have no control of it, on Apple Podcasts, they'll like break our episode into quick segment, like scene selections, like audio selections, and it's like, oh, that's funny. They thought this was that, that was that. But there, and when you read the scene selection, like the last one, look at it. It's like this. That's not what that 10 minutes was about. What the hell is this?
So it's just pure. I've never actually checked that. So it's just like
Oh,
pure nonsense
I can give you the
in
nonsense
our
right
in
now.
our in Apple Podcasts.
I can give you the nonsense right now. Okay, perfect. Night of the Seven Kingdoms. The discussion with Primal and Night of the Seven Kingdoms that came out August 5th.
Hmm.
That we was a pre-recording. Hold on, it's loading. It's loading. Oh, hold on. I hear it. Loading, loading, loading. It'll come up soon. I don't know why sometimes it doesn't come up and it does. But yeah, no, it's like it'd be like it'll break. Like okay, here we go. Ready?
Hmm.
Chapter. So it's AI automatically created chapters for the viewers, which first of all makes sense for any audio listening book. I bet because they do it for like audio
I
books
am too
anyway.
lazy to do that myself.
Oh no, but here's what I think. This is why it's funny. Starts off St. Patty's Day reflections. Chapter 2, TED TV review. Chapter 3, Night of the Seven Kingdoms. It's spelled with just the N. Chapter 4,
They heard the
Primals.
audio of us saying night, and they didn't put it together that we were talking about swords and chivalry.
Yeah, the KN.
Wow.
Chap
Wow.
Wait for it. Chapter 4, Primal, Season 3. Chapter 5, Known Endings and George R. R. Martin.
What? I
Uh,
mean, I'm sure we mentioned George R. R. Martin somewhere, but what?
you understand what I'm getting at, though, right? Like it's to me, it's more humor. I look at it because I'm like, ha, ha. Like it's kind of funny how they broke it up, and it's like good, but it's not what we were talking about at all, and it's kind of stupid. But it'll have that. It has these AI generated stupid ass chapters which make no sense at all, and I'm like that's not what we were talking about, or like that's not the chapter. Sometimes they get it right. Sometimes they do. I'll admit it 100%. Sometimes they get it right.
Ah.
A lot of times they don't. Yeah, it's dumb. Okay,
So if you're looking at any podcasting app and they try to divide our episodes into chapters, that is not our doing.
no,
That
we
is
have no.
not our doing.
I
We
have no
know
clue
we
how
do
we can get
not
rid of
do
that.
that.
It's
I
automatically
just I
done.
just I just don't
Well,
have the time to go through that much effort. Sorry.
I think YouTube does the same thing too, but it's like one, I don't know how to control that. Two, I just think it's funny because it's like, wow, AI is kind of stupid. Like we were saying, Sir Arlen, Sir Duncan, Sir Knight, Protector of the Realm, Knight, a knight in shining armor, and
We're
dude,
talking about like one of the biggest IPs in
in
entertainment.
human history,
And this is like the new thing that came out.
that has been out for decades and has audios, video games, and TV shows, and it still could not get that right. And it's Apple. It's an Apple product. It's an Apple brand. It's an Apple, yeah. So it just shows you though. They're just trying to make, oh, how to write an email better. It's like, yeah, and you're doing destruction of fucking knowledge over that. You are burning books. And it doesn't matter if, here's the thing. It doesn't matter if the book's like, oh, it was that airport novel that never got to see the light of day. It's like, it's a book. It's still a fucking book. It doesn't matter.
You know what would be really fucking cool? I mean, I understand why they if they're gonna like they really should just make that those books available digitally for free. If they could like buy up the rights to that to books that no one cares about and no one wants to read and they're technically just going to distribute it like I mean, I know why they won't do that because they're desperate for cash. Um and not in like the oh might as well make money. No, they actually do need the cash because eventually the investors are going to wisen up and realize this isn't going anywhere fast enough. But no, it would actually be really cool if this is like some if it was like a digital library of I'm assuming like schlock.
Hey, guess what
You
though?
know,
I could
that
just
would be
go.
so cool.
It would be cool, but I could just go to the library
Like
for that because a library is free.
or and that too. There's that too. I'm just saying
I know,
like
but
you could
but here's the
if
thing.
open AI had like a you know a like a book or literary service where it's like hey we got this big database of books and we're the I mean it sucks we're the only place you can read it because we destroyed all the copies because we're terrible. I'm sure they didn't destroy all the copies. I'm sure there's always Luke's copies at some used bookstore somewhere. It's not, they can't really control all of that, you know? They can't really control it after the first printing is already done. So, but still, it's like this is free. Actually, it would be cool if it was free. And then if you find that copy at a bookstore, maybe the used if you're the used bookstore and you happen to have that copy, you can sell it a little bit more. Like, oh yeah, you could read this for free, or like you can pay $10. And then it's like a friggin' like paperback novel. Like buy it for $10 because there's not many of these left.
I would actually keep it and see page for page if they edited it, because you risk editing still. Yeah, no,
Ooh.
I'm thinking the worst right now because I love reading. I have nothing against tablets or the Kindle or the Nook, nothing against it. I personally like hard physical books. I don't, but that's what my concern is. It's just them doing this. They're already destroying the book. There's video of it on everywhere you can see online of them chopping the
Yeah.
books up like a fucking butcher,
Yeah, with like machines.
and
Like
then they are putting them in the dumpster for incineration. I'm like, you can censor now. Because it's only a matter of time. They're buying books that are like, oh, lost ancient books or out of print books or who cares books. I'm like, it's not that far off for them to buy a well known copy of any book that's like known, and they scan it and start altering it digitally. And then they burn it up, and it's like, well, you can't have the original copy. How do you know?
huh.
That's that's the
I
thing.
used to think copyright law was like fucking crazy. Like it takes like 100 years for something to like lapse into public domain. Um, but like I don't know. Keep renewing that if you published a book and it's your creator owned book,
Keep going, fight for it, fight for it like a
keep
baby.
it. You know, okay. Do you know why? Okay, I learned this recently. You know why like Alan Moore is kind of like he doesn't like to have his name credited in like subsequent Watchmen material anymore.
Why?
Like if it's any adaptation, it's always saying co-created by Dave Gibbons, but it doesn't, and then it just kind of leaves his name. He's so pissed because DC like screwed him with that. So like when he signed his contract to write Watchmen for DC because they didn't have the Image didn't exist yet, Vertigo didn't exist yet, so there wasn't like a thriving outlet for like
Yeah.
creator owned comics that didn't exist yet. So it was like, oh, it has to be DC. The contract said that the rights to Watchmen would go back to him if the book ever went out of print. Problem was, this was when the graphic novel market, like the collected trade paperback edition, was just getting off the ground. I think The Dark Knight Returns kind of popularized that once they collected those four issues into a single book, and that
Oh,
actually
okay.
sold really well. And then comic book publishers were like, "Oh, wait, we can like republish old material and get people caught up, and then also like republish material that we just did in like a like it, we can do like more complicated story arcs as long as promise we just collected." Well, Watchmen was a hit,
Yeah,
and then
because
it became a bigger hit once they actually put all 12 issues together, and so people bought them and they kept printing them, and they've been printing them ever. They've never stopped printing them.
they
So
never will.
Alan Moore will never get the rights to Watchmen ever. I've even heard some conspiracy theories that like that's why DC did stuff like the Watchmen prequels and Doomsday Clock and the Watchmen TV show, and then they recently did like Watchmen. They did like DC even
Animated,
did like
yeah.
an animated thing. It's like no, the conspiracy theory is to try to renew interest in Watchmen so people buy
Oh,
the original book
so
again.
it's like the Fantastic Four thing where it's like we just made a movie just to hold on to the rights. That '90s.
Yeah, yeah. Well, yeah. Before Disney, before they
Yeah,
reverted
no, no,
back to
no.
Marvel.
But this is
Yeah,
like that. Yeah, no, but it's not. God, that's horrible. That's so
yeah.
bad. You can't be
I got
doing
my
that.
one copy, and that's all I need. I don't need to buy. Need to buy no expanded material.
I'll say this. It kind of puts a bitter taste into my mouth because I got Doomsday Clock, and I'll tell you this. I was just amazed by the idea The concept of Doomsday Clock was great. It hit home for me. But that's sad that it's done dirty because I thought it was fucking beautiful.
I, you know, good
Sucks.
for you. I've never read Doomsday Clock because I completely
Oh,
abhor.
now you can't.
Well, even before then, like I just completely abhor the concept of like Doctor Manhattan interacting with the DC universe. I'm just like, no, no, no,
Uh,
no, 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 no,
hey,
no.
hey, hey.
Keep that shit. That should have Watchmen. Like I said, if Alan Moore waited a few years to when like Image took off or when Vertigo became a thing, like Watchmen would have been a Vertigo comic because then it's like, no, this is mine. I control this. Um, DC, you just like, no, you just publish it, but I control everything else.
That sucks.
It's a shame. He was a little too ahead of his time with,
Dude, well, okay, first of
yeah.
all of his work is a little ahead of its time.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That
I mean,
sucks.
he's wrote some stuff subsequently that he does own the rights to, so good for him.
That
Um,
sucks though, man, because I
but
really love Doomsday Clock. I really, dude, the Guy Gardner shit with Dr. Manhattan's actually really fucking funny. It's such like, it's only
I can
Guy.
see that be funny in a vacuum. Yes, Guy Gardner interacting with Doctor Manhattan. Yes.
He literally has a line of like this. Oh, dude, his dick is out.
Oh, okay.
It's Guy
He
Gardner.
he he said the obvious thing, which I guess that's very Guy Gardner. Yeah. Oh, thick as the hole.
No,
Um,
he commented it to like oh God, it was one of the bigger known ones, but it's the way he turned his head. I was like, oh, his dick is out. Like, oh, it's like I already thought this was weird, man. There's a fucking checkerboard on Mars, and it's a circle. What the fuck are we doing here?
uh, you know, I mean, as the old saying goes, if you care about something, buy it physically. But that
Yes.
is a but what I think what we try to communicate is like that is a band-aid to a larger problem.
Yeah, it is.
It's that it won't. It's not a solution. It's a band-aid. Um, if anything, maybe it'll convince people that like. Well, actually, I don't know. I don't think it will. I don't think it will convince them that say my idea is better. I think you need. I think we need a government, America, Canada, EU,
Some
UK.
government needs to get involved.
Somebody, yes, somebody
I
needs
I
to
have
intervene.
I have heard some countries across the globe. I haven't gotten a list of specifics, but apparently countries across the globe are starting to like find a way to sue Sony over this. I think the same way Hawaii sued the for Battlefront 2 because of like gambling. Not OG Battlefront 2, though the PS.
Oh, yeah, 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 because of the loot box scandal.
Yeah, Hawaii
Yeah,
actually
yeah.
like successfully sued. So it's like that in the sense now that some countries are getting together because apparently it's been leaked out. Sony knew what was going to happen with the backlash. They just didn't give a shit. Like Sony does not care. They
Of
are
course they knew. There's just no way
they're
they wouldn't have anticipated
well,
this.
this is the thing. No, they're going full steam ahead. They purposely went company wide of Sony, everywhere of Sony, every department of the Sony name, and said, "Do not say a fucking word about this, anyone." And everyone on staff on payroll has been quiet for over 2 months now, still because it's
Do
like
not
this.
give a quote.
Do not do anything. Do not mention it. Do not talk to even your spouse about it.
Well,
It's just
somebody must have opened up. Obviously, probably, anonymously. Somebody must have opened up for us to even know about
well,
that.
no, they that was different though. That was them who released it. They
Hmm.
released it. They released it and then went dark so they didn't have to respond about it. So Sony openly talked about this. They made sure everyone went dark and just said, just don't comment on it. We don't care. We're going full steam ahead of us. I mean, shit. Even the anime part, like I said, new anime that comes out because anime comes only from one part of the world, Japan. Guess where Sony is, and guess what Sony is? A Japanese company.
Yep.
They would have technically a monopoly on anime. So how the fuck do we get a hold of our anime? You must subscribe to Crunchyroll now. You have no choice because anime is Japanese. It's not anywhere else. You can't get it from anywhere else but Japan. So technically, no. Sony would have it
Yeah.
because Sony owns Crunchyroll. They almost have a near monopoly on anime distribution.
I mean,
distribute.
that is sort of like the premier destination for like anime, which is not to say you can't watch it anywhere else, because obviously, like I have the more mainstream streaming services, and I can find some anime though, like Netflix and Amazon will do like original, like exclusive anime, like oh, you can only watch it on Netflix, you can only watch it on Prime, like that's a thing. But even still, actually, kind of makes me wonder how the studio system works with anime in
And
Japan. Like, is there
I've
like
heard
I
stories.
understand
This
how,
I've
yeah,
heard some stories about monopoly-ish.
interesting.
They're not really competing as like studios here do. It's a different type of way they compete.
Yeah, because
That
like
that
here, like Disney Animation, Warner Animation, and those things, those entities compete with each other
it's a different way
technically.
though. Different way though. That's why I'm concerned because it's like you are the real excuse me you really are disgustingly thinking 20 years down the line because it's like this is bullshit. Like I just want to maybe I want to buy a certain anime on Blu-ray. Thank God, like I have Berserk 1997 on Blu-ray remastered and re-audioed. It's like fuck, man, you shouldn't have control over this shit. This is disgusting. Like just no all disregard to the consumer, complete disregard to how the consumer uses the product. It's and then if and the fact that if this is not checked, if this is not stopped, if this is not regulated, which is sad to say, we need a government to do this. Then what else are they going to think of they can get away with? Because this to me is what it is. They're getting away
Yeah.
with bullshit. The fact is, okay, again, they're fucking chopping books up and throwing them in the fire. That's dark. That's
It is
fucking
dark.
dark. That is dark. That is scary. And I think I've seen enough history and read enough to know where that leads.
I just like again, like I said, they couldn't even bother to take him to a recycle center. They couldn't even have like a recycling.
Because that would
Just
cost to set up.
yeah, like they couldn't get like some
Okay,
contract
hey,
with like
you know what?
a
Think of that mentality. Hey, Travis, I'm gonna just chuck like all 150 of my Blu-rays and just throw them in the freaking dumpster. I'm done. I need the room. I don't care. Tom, you couldn't be bothered just to go sell them and get some cash. It costs money to load it. It costs my time and money to load it up and drive there.
especially
It's
as like
that. It's that mentality.
it
If
is.
a individual person won't take the time and effort and gas money to just go somewhere to sell it, think of a company now. Boom. Fuck them.
Well,
Fuck these people.
I'll give something a little bitter, something to brighten it up to close it out with. I don't know if you heard that for the Paramount Warner merger, something we've talked
Okay.
about before.
Yeah, how's that
Uh,
going?
so the merger, the due date, Paramount Skydance pushed the kind of the finish by date all the way back to June 2027 because they're getting sued by multiple states that are trying to block the merger from happening. The court date to push that to I guess litigate that lawsuit, the
Yeah.
trial date is going to be in March of next year.
Damn.
So about eight
Oh,
months from now. It's got me thinking a lot can happen in 8 months.
dude, that's a baby. You got a
Yeah.
baby in like, 8 to 9 months. That's a
Yeah.
baby. That's a fucking pregnancy.
Yeah. You because like and again, this also connects to the AI thing because the Larry Ellison connection. The AI if the AI bubble pops in the next 8 months, that means Sam Altman's company OpenAI will probably go down the tubes, and if that goes down the tubes, Oracle could honestly go out of business because it's their only growth that they have that they're spending on, like putting all their eggs in is AI and specifically OpenAI, and if that just then Oracle goes, and if Oracle goes, Larry Ellison isn't going to be able to supply the catch to help his son buy another studio, which could derail that entire acquisition. So, like, it's one of those things where it's like I'll see from like tech outlets suddenly talking about Hollywood stuff, which is what I'm really into, which now makes me like has got me listening to more like tech oriented podcasts to kind of go into that more carefully. And I'm learning a lot of big words like hyperscalers and capex and CPUs. I don't know what well, I know what a CPU is, but I don't know what some of the I don't know what some of the words mean, but I kind of get the gist. It's like it's at least giving me a little bit of serotonin. Like, okay, maybe not like it'll all be fixed in like a judgment day sort of way, but there'll be some sort of balancing act coming.
Yeah.
I just hope that, you know, for if you're listening, well, I certainly hope that for myself and you, Tom, but if you're listening, hope that you are in a decent financial state and living situation when that happens, when the derailment occurs, when the crash occurs. God knows how that's going to affect
Everything.
the
Everything.
economy. Um,
Shit. I hope you know how
I
to
will
grow your
say I will
vegetables.
say the AI bubble is different from a housing bubble because at least everyone needed housing. So like that hurt more people.
Uh,
Whereas AI, not as many people need, a video generator to draw you a picture of yourself in outer space. Not everybody needs that tool.
Yet somehow it'll affect us all.
It's going to change the world, they say.
It was supposed to.
Um,
It was supposed to. It's not. It's just
you know
changing
what else
people's
they said that
wallets.
for? Mark Zuckerberg said about that about the metaverse, and look what happened there. $80 billion just
Disappear.
nowhere because no one was like, "Oh, I can see how that could work in my life."
Yeah, no, this is stupid. This is dumb. Dumb, and the common common man's gonna get fucking affected by this like an this this is a new level of inshitification. It's just fucking let me just fucking shit on your face.
I've heard someone describe like the veteran tech industries like investment in AI as like the equivalent to someone using Botox to stay looking young. Because it's basically like it's the only thing that there's any like there can be any like
Yeah,
resemblance of growth because like Apple is not going to come out with anything new or innovative. They're just going to update the iPhone. They're going to update the Macintosh computer, and they're going to make the phones are going to be a little nicer than the previous one, and then the computer's going to have some more widgets. But there's no like new thing there.
no.
It's gonna so
Mm.
like describing it's like well these are the companies are entering these kind of companies are entering a state of maturity. Whereas, and AI, and instead of just embracing the maturity of like, this is what you do now, and this is what you will do forever, they're trying to chase like the high of the 80s through the 2000s of like, we got a new thing, we got this cool little new thing that's never existed before, which is, and it's actually like financially precarious. Um, Not as in high demand as they pretend it to be, and therefore not going to be their salvation as they think they are. So in the end,
Yeah.
it's Botox to make yourself look younger, which
And hey, I'll
yeah,
say this: people need to realize this. Botox only worked on one person, Joan Rivers. It only worked for one person in the entire span of our human life so far. And no, am I wrong? Let's be honest. It only works for one. It only Botox has only worked ever on one individual. It's
I
just
will
Joan
say when I
Rivers.
encounter a person with Botox, I do feel uncomfortable because the face just doesn't look
That's what I'm
right.
saying. But Joan Rivers makes works. Joan
I
Rivers is the only one who
guess. Yeah.
made it work. That's what I'm saying. Only one person can make it work, and it's Joan Rivers, and she's dead. Do what you can, folks. Buy what you can. Read the fine print. Talk to your local, fucking call someone off and call one of your elected representatives. See what they could do because this is a serious thing. And the bubble passes, like Travis said. If the bubble pops, be ready. But then again, I hope not because that would suck again. We don't need to go through this as a fucking country
Yeah.
again. The bubbles don't need to be popping for no fucking reason.
If you work in tech, God help you. Got,
Hey, depending on what you're doing, God help you. Because if you're part of the thing, if you're part of your company who's burning books, go fuck yourself. I don't care if you're
yeah,
doing it for a
yeah.
paycheck. I don't care if you're doing it for a paycheck. Go fuck yourself if you're part of those companies that are burning books. You can go fuck yourself. Go flip
All right.
burgers. Go flip burgers, jackass. Uh, I'm Tom.
I'm Travis, and
This is
burgers sound
another.
really good. At least I can eat those.
Yeah, I know, dude.
I'll always want a
Hey,
burger, you know.
hey, I want a 4x3 from In-N-Out right now. No salt, grilled onions. Oh no, volcano burger. The
I was
bacon
okay.
avocado
I was
double.
walking outside, and it was like it was like it was like
Mm,
it was like hot, but it was
yeah,
humid and it was cloudy. So it wasn't actually hot yet, but you knew it was gonna be. And I was like, it's like I either want to take a nap because it has that like nice
feeling.
blanket
Yeah.
weather with the. Conversely, I want to jump into a swimming pool and never get out except for lunchtime, in which I would have a cheeseburger and margarita, which is what something
Ooh.
I plan on doing during my upcoming vacation.
Hey, if you like margaritas, check out the Cayman Jack brand. It's a nice little quick margarita. It's nice. It's
Mm.
nice. But yeah, dude, a burger. Dude, best, you know what they say, the best burgers are after you get out of the pool. Best burgers out of the pool.
Yeah, yeah,
So good.
just living it Jimmy Buffett style. That's what I was. That's suddenly what I was thinking in my head going outside. Is like, oh, this feels so nice. Um,
Wasted
going into a
away
swimming
again
pool,
in
going into a
Margaritaville.
swimming pool that's like, especially if it's like kind of heated, not
Mhm.
like it's freezing cold, but it's like kind of
Oh,
heated and it's
oh.
really warm outside and it's cloudy to where it kind of looks like it's gonna rain. It's actually a really nice time to go in the pool for some reason, even though you're like constantly worried you're gonna get kicked out because the weather's gonna but which it didn't yesterday, but it kind of looked it, you
You
know.
thought it was for a second?
I was like, is it gonna rain? Are we gonna have a warm rain?
Have you ever been in the
Uh,
pool when it rains? It's actually a lot of fun.
yes,
It's so
it
much fun.
is. It is. But the lifeguards tell you to get out, and you're like,
You know
okay.
what I do? I do the Lieutenant Dan thing. It's you and me. Come on, show me something.
uh,
Uh,
all right.
you know where to find us on Give Us the Launch Code, folks. Thank us for joining in on all our episodes. We hope you enjoyed this week's worth of episodes. We got more coming for the following week.
Oh yeah, we
And
got some things coming.
all the socials, all the fun. Go get a cheeseburger right now. There you go. That's the way to end Friday. Go get a cheeseburger. Get that
You a
good grease.
vegetarian? There's no excuse. Beyond Meat exists.
Oh, I'll say this. I have had a black bean patty burger once. I liked it. I thought it was fun, enjoyable. It was an enjoyable. I'm like,
I
what
don't
is
mind
this?
those.
And
Yeah.
I ate it. I'm like this. I'm like, this is not bad. I'm like, this is fun. Doesn't taste like shit. I'm like, I like beans. I love beans. Who doesn't love beans? Or a turkey burger like you described before in the past. Mmm. 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 Gobble gobble. Good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
Bye, everyone.